What up, everybody? How's it going out there? Thinker St. James here with you for yet another episode of The Ultimate Fighter. Good Lord, 10 episodes of this show, and I feel like my sanity is starting to slip a little bit because the show has numbed my brain. The fighting has been okay. The show itself might as well not be a show, right? I don't even think that we're really getting much of an actual reality show anymore, as much as it's just a bunch of lead-up clips and footage and then a decent fight sometimes. Beeb, how are you, sir? Rick Allen has two dads. Well, I'm one of them. I don't know who the other guy is, but I'm everybody's dad around these parts. Maybe it's Chase. I don't know. Maybe it's Vitz. Vitz is an absentee father to Rick Allen. Thank you, Jan, for them $40. Yeah, I mean, you know, this is a word to E-Money J on that one. I see what, like, we were talking about it on the podcast, right? Saying how Piotr Jan and Marcus McGee are very close in style. Marcus McGee kind of a lesser version, maybe like the Wish version of Piotr Jan. And so I mean, based on that, like, I can understand a little bit of maybe there being some potential for him to win that fight. Just because the skill set is very similar, so he might bring some of the same things that maybe Jan had not seen in other fighters to the table. You know, it's like you might have fought a whole bunch of different people, but not a mirror of yourself. So I don't know. I guess that there is some logic to it, but like after the fact and the way that the fight played out, yeah, it was quite obvious that Piotr Jan was going to win that fight. I really should have just stuck with my gut and not listened to E-Money J on that one. But on the other hand, how the hell E-Money J got the call right that Amanda Hebos and Tabitha Ricci was not going to go to decision, that fight would finish inside the distance. I mean, that's a play that is going to baffle me till the end of time, I think. Shout out to Tabitha Ricci, though, for the perfectly placed elbow that dislocated a steel plate in Amanda Hebos' face. I didn't realize that Amanda Hebos had a steel plate in her face. Talk about a face that still looks good with some steel plating. Maybe she should be a Terminator. You missed out on Rob versus RDR. Wanted to throw some money on RDR. Messed up that one. Yeah, I mean, that would have come through. I don't know. Like, a lot of people have a lot of weird things to say about that fight. As far as the quality of the fight went. I guess that they were saying, oh, you know, it is what it is. And, you know, it's just kind of like they're sort of making it sound like it was like, you know, just a run-of-the-mill fight. And I mean, to an extent, I guess it is. No one got finished. There were no, like, super fireworks except for the third round where Rob dropped RDR. But what I think that you get out of that fight is you get a better understanding of what RDR brings to the table at the higher levels of the sport, where he is now ascending to. Obviously, he's taken over the number 5 slot now, I believe. I think Rob was at number 5. So, you know, what the real takeaway, again, what we said on the show is that, like, I mean, the fact that RDR has gotten to where he's gotten in this sport with the way that he strikes is just something else, man. I mean, like, it is very surprising and somewhat baffling to me that he has been able to have as much success as he has had in mixed martial arts. You know, and Chase even said in the Discord, you know, I made the point on the show that RDR throws those those punches where it's like that. He's landing the side of his fist, like if you were going to do a hand puppet, hello, like one of those, like the Cartman in South Park with Jennifer Lopez back in the day. Like, he throws that to your face. And Chase, I guess, didn't like, he said, oh, I was going to push back on that a little bit on the show, but then I went back and looked and he showed like a picture of RDR throwing that exact shot. I was like, bro, he does that. That is a striking method that he has found success with. So granted, the knees from RDR, I think, are his greatest strength on the feet. So maybe he'll have some more success with that, like the offensive forward lunge knee that he does, which I do think is very nice. It's very cool. And it's effective if you can get it. And I think that the reason he has had such success with it in MMA so far is that not a lot of people throw it the way that he does, from the entry points that he does. So people are not anticipating it as much. But what I would say to that as well is that all of those weird things, I don't know. Like, you think of awkward styles, it's like him and Drekus is like the other king of awkwardness. Like, Drekus's awkwardness, I think, like, I can understand why that is successful. RDR's, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, I think Chase was speaking some facts on that, where it's like, it's hard for me to imagine Renier de Ridder being the champion of the world at middleweight in the UFC based on what I have seen, but he's winning fights though. And I did pick him to win, sadly. I'm a big Robert Whittaker fan, but you gotta recognize what you're seeing sometimes, and that's unfortunately what the case was there. So took a bath on the parlays because the community was going a completely different way, but it is what it is, and I'm sadly, it's small consolation for me to be right about those kinds of things when it's a fighter that I like so much, like Robert Whittaker. But yeah. You were looking forward to that fight personally? Yeah, me too. I enjoy watching RDR fight. Like, he's fascinating is the way that I would say it. Like, I am a fan to an extent. I do find his style is very interesting to watch. So like, I am rooting for him. He's got a cool personality. He's a good dude. So like, I like him as a person. But yeah, fascinating is how I would describe watching him fight, because it's like sometimes it's confusing to see him have success, but I like it, and I'm happy about that. I wish it wasn't against Robert Whittaker, because I am a big fan of his. RDR versus Strickland is needed. Yeah, I think that he could have some good success against Strickland, because Strickland is a person that I think that he'd be able to take to the ground. I would believe. I mean, granted, I say that, but it's hard for me to remember a lot of times that Strickland has been on the ground, but a lot of the guys that he's been fighting have not been trying to get him to the ground. So I could see RDR probably making that happen. I would think. He just got to watch out for, Strickland's fucking Hail Mary looping overhands. But anyway. Ben Askren is back in the hospital. Yes, I did see that. Apparently it's an infection of some sort. That kind of thing will happen based on the severity of what he'd been dealing with. Hopefully it's something easy to cure and fix up, and he'll be back out again soon. I wouldn't be super worried about it just yet. If there's some information that going forward that leads to there being a more severe issue going on, then maybe I'd be a little bit more concerned. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I might be a little bit more concerned going forward, but as of right now, all signs are still good for Ben Askren. A minor infection, hopefully, if that's what it is, a minor infection will, not hold him up too much. I pray. Strickland is a BJJ black belt. I'd love to see the skills. Yeah, exactly. Well, see this, bro. Okay, so that right there is a prime example. Sean Strickland, if that is the case, I didn't know that Strickland was a black belt, but if that's the case, Strickland is a prime example of what you hear on the broadcast over and over and over again, and I am sick of hearing about it. Ilya might be the only one that has actually proven anything in that regard when it comes to he's got great jiu-jitsu, he just never has to use it. I hate hearing that on the UFC broadcast. It really bothers me, because if you don't use it, I ain't believing it. I don't believe it. We've heard fucking Alex Pereira. I made an entire video on this channel about Alex Pereira having a black belt. What happened there? What happened with him versus Magomed? We know exactly why. He lost that fight because he didn't want to go to the ground. Well, if you're a BJJ black belt, you should be comfortable enough at least going to the ground one time. You don't fight an entire 5-round fight on the back foot, staying, playing keep away, staying out of distance, if you're comfortable with your jiu-jitsu skills. So I hate the whole he's got it in the back pocket thing. As far as Strickland goes, that would be the same thing I would say to that. Like, yeah, if he's got that shit, let's fucking see that shit. Because, like I was saying, I can't remember a time that I've seen him on the ground, but no one's trying to take him to the ground. Who of the people that he's fought recently? Fucking Paulo Costa didn't try to get him down. Israel Adesanya didn't try to get him down. Fucking Dricus didn't try to get him down twice. You know what I'm saying? Strickland's last submission win was his UFC debut in 2014. Damn, I didn't even know he had a submission win. So there you go. And sometimes, like, on paper, I would have to see what that submission was, because it's like sometimes people get submissions at random, not random as in like, oh, it just fell out of the sky, but like, you know how it goes if you're like, if you get a knockdown and then the guy's out and you just go to submit him instead of continue punching him to TKO. Rear naked against Bubba McDaniel, then there you go. That could be exactly what I'm talking about. I'd have to see what the circumstances were around that. But if that's like, look, I'm not trying to take away the credibility of him being a black belt if it is true. I'm just saying I would need to see some credible proof at the level of the sport that he is currently operating at. Because 2014 is a fucking long time ago. Nate versus Max for the BMF at the White House might happen. Man, dude. First of all, that's terrible. I don't like that at all. Second of all, I really I can already feel myself getting frustrated with the White House card. And I'll tell you why. That card got announced less than a month ago. It is not for a year. We are from the now until it happens, next 4th of July, we are going to be hearing so much shit about what or what not is going to happen at the White House. So I'm just like, fucking, dude, just lock it in. I saw a meme the other day that said that there's speculation that they might be trying to book Jamal Hill versus Andrew Tate for the White House. Like, this is the shit you're going to have to hear up until July 4th of 2026. So this White House card, like, I will, of course, pay attention to it, and I will, at least entertain some of these things. But I'm like, I can already feel myself starting to get a little upset by it, because it's like, fucking put a card together. Let me know what's actually happening, and then I'll assess it at that point. Out of 36 fights, Strickland has never been submitted. Fair. Okay, well, there you go. How many times has he been down, though? Anderson Cates, what do you do for a living? Like, what's your day job? I work in marketing and I own my own company now. Just went independent not too long ago. Need marketing services? Holler at your boy. Yeah, I work in marketing, and I am working on a project that I will let everybody know about very soon. Myself and the Vitz King, actually. So if you are a longer time viewer of this channel and know the Vitz King, me and Vitz have been cooking up something for a very long time, and we will be announcing that very soon. So keep an eye out. This is the same thing as Zuckerberg versus Elon. It won't happen. You talking about the White House card, or are you talking about Nate versus Max? Because I believe the White House card is going to happen. Shout out to you, Amir, though. Good to see you, brother. Let's go Yamit. TJF, good to see you, bro. Congratulations on Martin Budai getting a win. I hope that you congratulated your boy. That's why you buy every pay-per-view, because you're rich? Yeah, I wouldn't go that far yet, bro. I just went independent. This is literally my first week independent, but yeah, I definitely do buy every pay-per-view, though, because I am a law-abiding American citizen. God bless the USA. Good to see you, TJF. Hope you're doing well, bro. Wait, what? I don't even know what you're talking about, dude. You're going to be getting out of school, and you're going to be running this fucking country myself. I'm talking to the future president right here in the chat. TikTok, okay. Fair enough. But yeah, so I don't know. The White House card is exciting. It is monumental. when it all goes down, it's going to be history making for sure. It's going to be the biggest platform that mixed martial arts has ever had. But the lead up to it is going to bother me. The lead up to it is going to bother me. The lead up to it is going to remind me of like how it felt waiting for like Star Wars to come out. You know what I mean? Like something like that, where it's like this big cultural thing that everybody's got an opinion about. Oh, what's going to happen here? What's going to be this? Blah, 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 blah. Like, it's just going to be so much chatter and noise leading up to this thing. Like, it's going to eventually get tiresome. Michael, good to see you, brother. So totally random, but has anyone ever mentioned Cain returning to MMA? Oh, Cain Velasquez, interesting. I am a casual and just never heard any speculation. Cain is definitely older at this point. Obviously, Cain has some pretty significant legal stuff that he's been going through right now, and he will not be out of prison for, I believe, another year. I think he's eligible for release in about a year, based on the current stipulations of his incarceration. I don't think that Cain would make a return to MMA. If he did make a return to MMA, it would have to be in like an off promotion. I highly doubt Cain would ever be in the UFC again. Also, I know Cardio Cain was back then, but I do think that I had heard that as he's gotten older, that cardio has been a bit of an issue for him, just in training and stuff. Don't quote me on that one. I think that's just something I'd heard through the grapevine. But I would, because how old is Cain at this point? I mean, Cain's got to be in his early 40s, late 30s, right? Cain Velasquez. Yeah, how old is Cain? Just for reference here. Yeah, he's 43 years old, man. I mean, he would have to be taking like GFL fights at this point, but I do appreciate the love for Cain, and that, wanting that. But yeah, I wouldn't hold out much hope for that. What you'll get is the people that Cain trains. That's who you'll see fighting. If you had to bet on it, who do you think headlines the White House card? That's a good question. At this point, I would if I was a betting man, so it's got to be an American, right? I would think that, you're going to get a lot of America. I like, my gut would tell me it probably would be Chandler versus Conor. And I hate to say that because that's kind of a dumb fight. It would be an entertaining fight, perhaps, maybe. It has entertainment potential, but you've got Mr. America, Michael Chandler versus international superstar Conor McGregor. Conor, who's been at the White House, friendly, chummy with the president. That would be where my gut would go initially. So, I mean, if you're putting up the odds, I'd still put that at like a plus 1,500. But like that would be my initial thought anyway. I doubt Cain will ever fight again because the man's back is fighting. So there you go. I mean, if it's not his cardio, it's his back. He's 43, man. Come on, you gotta be realistic about that. I'd honestly guess Jones Aspinall for White House because John Jones gets whatever he wants. Well, see, that's the interesting thing now, TJF, is that Dana has said that he's not going to have John Jones at the White House because John Jones can't be trusted. And I was like, thank fucking God. Now, does he stick to that? That remains to be seen. But I think that Dana's probably not too happy with John over everything that went down for the last year and a half. I don't think that John Jones commands that type of respect anymore, or at least I would hope that he does not. Because after everything that you've put the organization... See, that's the thing. Fuck the fan base, right, for a second in this scenario. From the organization's point of view, you have put the organization through hell because they're sitting here trying to figure out where the money comes from to pay you. Granted, they've got tons of it, so it's not a problem to get the money. But like, they're making preparations for you specifically when they've never had to do that for anybody else to that level. They've never had to make $40 million appear out of nowhere for one fighter before. So they're doing all of that shit. They're trying to do everything to entice one guy to come back. He's playing this fucking bullshit game. I'm in, I'm out, I'm in, I'm out, I'm in, I'm out. And then now he comes back because he wants to be on the White House card. I think that the organization says, no dice. Sorry, buddy. You had your shot. At least I would hope that that's the case. Because then, when you add in the fan base, who has been sitting here with a heavyweight division that's been tied up for a year and a half, waiting for a fight that never is going to happen, everybody's unhappy, I would say. except for hardcore John Jones fans and those people. That's a brain that I will never be able to understand. It's absolutely disgusting that Kane is in jail. Ask yourselves what would you have done in that situation. Yeah, I would recommend watching my video about the Cain Velasquez situation for my thoughts on that. I have echoed that sentiment. Granted, Kane was not in the right, and I do believe that some level of punishment is warranted, but not what he got. And also the fact that the guy who did the things that led to Kane doing what he did is still awaiting trial. His trial might have happened at this point, but at the time at least that Kane got sentenced, that guy still had not been brought to justice is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. The legal system in this country is absolutely fucked. And we're seeing more wide-scale corruption on the highest levels of government right now. I don't know if you've heard of the name Jeffrey Epstein. Anyway, I digress. Oh snap! I didn't realize he was already well into his 40s. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, Kane was fighting. I mean, he was in his prime in like the late 90s, early 2000s. So yeah, I mean, time flies, you know. Colby versus Jorge 2 would be on the main card for sure. You're trolling. Colby will never be on a card again if we're all lucky. Jorge, maybe. Jorge might be able to command a little bit of presence if he came back. That I could see. I could see Jorge, but Colby, come on, dude. No one wants to watch Colby. Even the president don't like Colby no more. See him lose enough times. It's like your shtick is old, bro. Although, how crazy is it that Hulk Hogan's last walk to anything sports related was walking Colby Covington to the cage, which I saw live. God, that's a weird thing to think about too. I didn't even put those two together, but yeah, I was there for Hulk Hogan's last walk to the ring, cage, whatever you want to say. Weird to think about. I didn't put two and two together until I just said that out loud. That's kind of crazy. John Jones versus Francis at the White House for the BMF. Dana don't want to do business with Francis no more. Dana, see, this is the thing that you're not getting when it comes to John Jones or Francis, is that Dana holds grudges. Dana's like me when it comes to that shit, dude. I will hold this grudge against you till the day that I die. Bars. Those are Thinker St. James bars, and they're true. I hold grudges better than any human being on this planet. Dana White, same situation. That'd be crazy if they got Jones Francis. It would be awesome. I mean, everybody wanted to see that fight. See, this is the whole thing about John Jones in general. And we got 8 minutes, so I'm going to keep this brief. But yeah, John has been like Floyd Mayweather in the strategery that he has navigated his career. It took a whole lot of time for him to get big enough to be at heavyweight. What was happening at that time? Francis Ngannou was fighting in the UFC. That's what was happening. All of a sudden, Francis gets the bag over in PFL, and John Jones suddenly put on 40 pounds. Come on, man. Come on. Get out of here, dude. John Jones is again, I hate to keep plugging the channel, but I put one of the few times I actually did like a legitimate video essay on this channel is about John Jones and his self-perception and legacy. I suggest watching that video as well. I'm actually pretty proud of that one. Artem Lobov versus CM Punk will headline the GOAT versus GOAT for the greatest, GOATest motherfucker belt. I love that. I fucking love that fight. There you go. Talk about two of the greatest to ever do it colliding on the lawn of the White House at the capital of this nation. That's beautiful, bro. That's beautiful. CM Punk should put, I don't know what CM Punk would put up, but Artem Lobov should put up his little stake in Proper 12 as the wager. I'm with that fight. There you go. Fuck Conor and Chandler. That's the fight to make. What do you think of Khabib saying there should be no rounds? I've heard that before. I think Joe Rogan actually said that back in the day. I'm not against it, but I kind of do like rounds because I like the dynamic that it creates with a little bit of like regenerative properties and stuff. Like, I do understand the idea that if it's supposed to be two guys just going in there and fighting to the death, quote unquote, then no rounds make sense. And then you would also have to judge it as a full fight. But I'm okay with rounds. I don't mind that. I think it's fine. I mean, like, again, if you want to believe that this sport is like Thunderdome, no holds barred, blah blah blah, then like yeah, there's merit to that. But I'm okay with it being a sport, so I like that there is structure to it. You know, I don't know. I'm okay. I'm okay with like the trappings that come with it being a professional sport, personally. I agree with Habib. I'd like to see one 15-minute round and one 25-minute round. W legal system. Oh, that's okay. Maybe that's something different. Yeah, I would at least entertain it. I would certainly entertain it. I would like to see how it would work. I mean, they used to do that back in Pride. You know, they would have those long ass rounds. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I mean, I would have to see it in action, I guess. But I think what you would end up getting is a lot of guys putting a lot of effort in the first 5 minutes, and then a lot of dudes gassing out and being floppy walruses for the last 5 to 7, 8 minutes. So I think it sounds good on paper, but might not be as good in reality. Is this season of Tough any good? I don't watch it. Only your streams. TJF based. Appreciate that, brother. Thank you very much. Well, the support means everything to me. This season of Tough has been awful. Okay, let me take that back. The fights have been okay. Some of the fights have been a little bit better than others. I have not seen anything so stand out on this show this season that has been like, wow, that's amazing. Maybe a couple of performances that I was a little bit more impressed by than others. The quality of the entertainment as far as the reality show elements of the show goes has been atrocious. It has been so bad. Like, you have two of the most entertaining people in this sport as the coaches who have not done a single entertaining thing this entire season. I'm struggling to continue to like get excited about watching this show. I'm always happy to do the streams. I love hanging out with you guys, but watching the show has been a chore, to be perfectly honest. It's not great. It's really not fun. This is one of the worst seasons of Tough that it ever aired. There you go. Beeb said it better than I ever could. Been grinding Hell's Kitchen. You're going to get way more entertainment value out of Hell's Kitchen than you are out of The Ultimate Fighter. Absolutely. If you're watching it for the reality show element of it, by all means, watch any other show. Flat out. The last good season of Tough was the Connor Chandler season. I got so lucky because that, if you go way back, that's some of my earliest stuff on the channel is me reviewing those episodes. I did a full season review. Every episode of that season I reviewed. That was a lot of work. But I got very lucky with that season. I could make these episodes funny. Like there's always something funny to draw out of these episodes. But like, I'm very glad that I didn't do that for this season or the Valentina and Alexa season. We are 3 minutes out, by the way. Just keeping track over here. The 10-minute, 5-minute, 5-minute Pride rounds are pretty interesting. Yes, that's what it was, Michael. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, that is the old Pride system. Yeah, if you wanted to try the no rounds thing, I would be okay with it. But like I said, I think it sounds better on paper than it would in reality. I think that you're going to see a lot of guys getting really, really gassed halfway through, and it's just going to be like, you know what I mean? Like fighting like Marcus Buchecha in round 3. Shout out to the GOAT Buchecha. Where's the GOAT Buchecha going to be on the White House card? Come on, people. This is what we need. Artem Lobov, CM Punk, Marcus Buchecha, fucking Sumadarji. Get him out of retirement. Oh, not Sumadarji. What was I saying? Sokaju. Let's bring back the GOAT. Data 5000. The last episode of Tough, we had an intense pickleball match. No lie, I was on the edge of my seat, Beeb. Yes, the pickleball match was a thing of beauty. That was the highlight of this season so far. Watching DC sweat out every ounce of water weight that he has on that body of his. Just going ham on some pickleball. That was about. I think that might be peak entertainment. Period. Think about the best fight you've ever seen in your life. Now think about Daniel Cormier and Chael Sonnen having a pickleball match. Pretty even. Pride did it right. Love Pride rules and Pride rounds. Yeah, I mean, so there you go. You know, I'd be okay with that as like, I'm okay with experimenting with different things if they make sense as far as changing things up with the structure. But I'm also still okay with the structure currently. I like the way that it works. I really don't have much of a problem with it personally. But I would be open to, like, I would like to see another organization do it, and then I would be able to assess off of that. You know what I mean? All right, we've got event starting soon screen, so I will put the headphones on. Kimbo Slice versus Dada 5000 Vibes, best fight of all time. Ask the Vitz King what he thinks about that fight. Shout out to the Vitz King. I got to get up at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning to go over and hang out with that guy. This is what his new schedule does to all of us, people. Trust me, it's not just him missing out on our watch-alongs. It is also me having to wake up at the ass crack of dawn. Speaking of Vitz, how is he? He's doing good. Oh, Vitz is doing great. Yeah. He's just on a different schedule now, which sucks, but that should change soon. All right, we got feed. Boom. Disabled American Veterans is your sync point. The feed has started. Ultimate Fighter, episode 10. Let's get it, people. But yeah, Vitz did want me to let everybody know that he misses everybody. He's certainly not happy that he is not around for these watch-alongs. Probably not going to be around for the Contender Series either. Boohoo, 7 a.m. I wake up at 4 a.m. and crank out 10 to 12-hour days a week. Damn. Well, you are a gangster, though, Beeb. See, that's the difference. I am a pussy bitch. I am a little vagina boy. I don't like waking up early. Nah, but that's the thing, though, is that, like, legitimately, and I know that this sounds crazy, but a big reason why I wanted to go independent was because I don't like waking up early. I am a night person. I like to be up late at night. I am up till 5 o'clock in the morning some days, working, you know, getting stuff done. Like, that's just I'm just a night person. Like, I hate that it's, like, one of those things that, like, you have to deny your nature if you are a night person because of reality, you know what I mean? Because of the world as it exists. Like, I operate better, I am sharper, I am more focused at night, but the rest of the world is on daytime, so I got to be on daytime too. I am putting a stop to it. That haircut screams Rick Allen, pussy ass bitch. Beeb, I'm gonna have you pump the brakes on that one. This hair is luscious and amazing. Plus, when I go down on chicks, they love it. You just see this big head of hair shaking down there. All right. Okay, it's to take everybody out on a big group date. Oh, yes. We're getting Chris Angel in this episode, so finally we might have something entertaining, people. Everybody's going to get to go hang out with Chris Angel. Colby Covington dapping up Chris Angel. That's a collab we need. Chael Sonnen hugging Chris Angel. He's a genius within the space, Chris Angel. Chris Angel is going to use his mind to fuck up the fighters. All right, we're going to see a magic trick, people. Stand by. I need to see this magic trick. Why is there a ring girl with them, too? Oh, that's a good one, though. He's doing the detached finger trick. I don't know how to do it, but, like, where you, like, go like that and then, like, your finger is, like, I don't know. Anyway, never mind. Disregard that. Shout out to Roy Burt. I worked... Hey, Mrs. Bloody. thank you very much for following. Chi wee wee to you. I know you cannot hear the chi wee wees, but you get one from me. Thank you very much for following. I'm too stupid to do it. I worked overnight for 3 years and enjoyed it, except when I wanted to get some food, I had to basically stay up so I could get really food and not breakfast. Oh, get real food, not breakfast food. Got you. Yeah, true. Yeah, that's annoying. I feel that. You have to go get like prepackaged stuff from like gas station or something. First tough season I watched was the heavyweight Kimbo season. What a difference in the excitement factor these days. Yeah, Michael, you are not lying. Yeah, that was back when the reality element of the show was actually fucking awesome. Hey, Chael getting a shout out at the Chris Angel show. Chris Angel is the perfect magician to be like in the UFC sphere, because he really is like the dude bro of magic. Colby Covington getting shouted out. Oh, is he going to make Colby disappear? If he makes Colby disappear, this man is a legend. Of course, James complaining about a ring girl on screen. Go back to your gay club. Damn, Beeb got him. I wasn't complaining. I was asking. I was just asking. I was like, maybe she's just a big fan. Maybe she just wanted to meet him. Damn, goated though, Beeb. That really got me. Sorry. That's funny. Oh, shit. Oh, man. Damn. Be burying your boy. I already called myself a pussy on screen, bro. Come on. Cut me some slack. You're going hard on me today, bro. You're calling out all of this shit. You're dissing the hair. The hair is the only thing I got going for me, bro. Come on. Cut your boy some slack. Did I miss the magic? I might have missed the magic. Did he not make Colby disappear? We're back at the Apex now. We're back at the PI. If you ever come to Vegas, you should definitely check out a Chris Angel show. Super cool. Take a girl, or in your case, a boy. Okay. I mean, I would. I'm not like the hugest Magic fan, to be perfectly honest. Like, I respect it. I wouldn't like seek it out, but I wouldn't be against it. What? Oh, Rodrigo doesn't want to train with Daniil? Oh, there you go. Now some drama. Rodrigo not wanting to train with Daniil. Apparently they're not fighting each other and he still doesn't want to train with him. That's kind of weird. Yeah, I mean, like, I saw Penn and Teller live, and it was enjoyable, but, like, to be perfectly honest, I really don't remember much of what happened. Like, I don't remember much of the... I remember that they did not do the bullet trick, which is kind of one of the things I wanted to see. And, yeah, I mean, like I said, I respect Magic more than, like, I would seek it out. Like, it doesn't... I don't know, it's just, like... It's not really something that, like, calls out to me, like... You know, because at the end of the day, also having worked in live entertainment too, like, I'm always like looking for how it's done kind of thing. And like at the end of the day, you know that it's not real, you know, it's an illusion. It's not, you know, not magic. It's not supernatural. So I would definitely go though. Yeah. If somebody wanted to go, I would definitely go, you know, my lady and, or whoever else. I'm never going to live that shit down now. Beeb's got my number. Jeff Crichton is going to smoke Rodrigo, in my opinion. If that's the fight that we're getting today, I think it is. Yeah, actually, I think that's what they announced last episode. We're getting Jeff versus Rodrigo. Jeff is going to win this fight very easily, I would say. I think it's going to be a pretty quick fight, actually. So Rodrigo's saying that he's going to try to close distance. He's going to, Jeff is going to try to stay outside, so he's going to come in. But I think Jeff is going to do just fine inside the range, too. I just think Jeff is a better fighter, to be perfectly honest. Jeff, our king of used cars. Man's going to sell you a Subaru. I guess there's something at least a little interesting about the fact that these guys are fighting each other and they're on the same team, so they're like training in close proximity. But this does not change the fact that Danilo, our Ukrainian king, is my dark horse, who I really would like to see win this season. Man bun Danilo. I wish that my shitty beard could be as long and subsequently as shitty as Danilo's. I went to Oregon about 3 weeks ago. I've never seen so many Subarus and women with unshaven legs ever. What part of Oregon? Is that Portland? Yeah. Yeah, that does not surprise me. I've never understood that, though. Like, what is it about Subaru that, like, lesbians gravitate towards? Like, why did that become a thing? It's the same thing I don't really understand about Jeep people and the ducks. You know, the little rubber duckies. Like, it's cool that they have a little thing, but, like, why is it that thing? I don't get it. I just don't understand. Also, I want to give a shout out to Popeye's Chicken because they used Freak Nasty's The Dip, which is a classic song. And every time that commercial comes on, I'm always like kind of jamming in my mind a little bit. If you have never heard The Dip, by all means, leave this stream immediately and go listen to Freak Nasty's The Dip. Because that song is one of the biggest jams of all time. Jeeps suck. If you buy a Jeep, you're a fool. I have heard that they are problematic when it comes to maintenance. I am not a car person or a vehicle person, so I could give a fuck about any of that. Jeeps are not very attractive vehicles to me. I don't care much about off-roading or any of that kind of stuff either, so I have never understood the fascination with Jeeps. I just know that they are like their own culture. Same with, what's it called? Miatas, you know? Miata is like, they're like Miata people. They have like Miata meetups and shit. I mean, to each their own. This is more of a Vitz King conversation. He's the car guy. But, yeah, I have heard that they are not great as far as upkeep goes. But still, I screw the Jeeps. I want to know about Subarus and lesbians. There's your clip. Like, why? I just don't get it. I want to know what the reasoning is. Why? Because what is different about a Subaru than any other vehicle? That all the lesbians just gravitated towards it. I see James driving a Honda Accord or a Toyota Camry. Close. I drive a Toyota. What is it? Fucking a Corolla. That's what it is. Forgot what kind of car I drive. Yep. I am loyal to Toyota because they are dependable. And as I said, as a person who doesn't really give a fuck about cars, I just want something that's not going to break down regularly. I want something that is reliable, something that'll last me a long time, and that little Corolla has been doing me good for many, many years. So, shout out to Toyota. If I were to get a new car, I would get another Toyota. Masterful vehicle. I also have a Corolla. There you go. Based. Corolla. See, where's the Corolla community? There's got to be one, right? Not that I would necessarily be a part of it, but I certainly would be an outside supporter. I am, by extension, a part of it. All right, how much more time do we have in this episode? 45 minutes? See when this fight starts. Because we're in the semifinals at this point. I think, right? Unless we're only in the semis for the flyweights. Or wait, they're bantamweights, I believe. Right? Is it? No, it's flyweight. It's flyweight and welterweight. Right? Shows you how much I've been paying attention to this season. All right, Jeff Crichton doing his call home to his lovely wife. That looks like the exact type of woman that would be with Jeff. So the two of them being married makes a lot of sense because he is very, very white and she also is white. Like beyond just the skin color. James drives a white 2008 Corolla with a Pride bumper sticker and mismatched hubcaps. Now, wait a second. All of my hubcaps match. Now, I never liked bumper stickers, period, honestly. I've always thought that bumper stickers are, like, kind of, like, why would you mess up a nice car with a bumper sticker? You can get away with one... Man, this is like a puppy love conversation if I've ever heard it between these two. That's nice, though. Jeff Crichton is the type of dude that, shout out to Todd in the Shadows, who was saying that, like, there's that song. Have you heard this song that's on the radio right now? It's called Ordinary. I've only heard it, like, one time. Oh, the stream is lagging? My bad, bro. Yeah, I had a little blip over here, too. It looks like it's fixed itself, though. Hopefully everything's back to normal. Apologies about that if that's the case. It is a little bit rainy out right now. Sorry about that. But Jeff reminds me of like what Todd in the Shadows was saying about like the people that like that song. Because he was saying like that those are like wife guys, like guys who make their entire identity about their wives and being married. Like Jeff reminds me of that. Oh, now Jeff has an entire family's worth. So he had a little private conversation with his wife, and now he's got an entire audience of people. I kind of like that, actually. I'll give him credit for that. It's like, give me a little private time with the lady, talk about some personal, more one-on-one stuff, and then let the family in. Yeah, sorry about the lag, though. I apologize for that. Like I said, it's a little bit, weather is kicking up outside. Hopefully that's the only one. But looks like we're good now. Yeah, Jeff not crying, though. Not stoic. Manly man Jeff. Chase owes you a t-shirt. I couldn't claim it because I don't have social media. Are you not have Discord either? If you have Discord, either join the Discord or message him on Discord. Or sign up for a burner account so you can message him, but you got to be able to get in touch with him somehow. How's he going to get your address? Still waiting for the Yammer merch store to open online so I can't you can buy your shirt. Yeah, bro, trust it is happening. It is going to happen. I promise you that. And you're not buying shit, Beeb. You're getting a shirt for free. Absolutely. Absolutely. You are getting one of the earliest first run shirts, and that is coming free of charge. That is on me, sir. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, absolutely. We will make that happen. We will make all of that happen for you. Yes, I have not forgotten about that, Beeb. Absolutely. That is going to happen. That is going to happen. In fact, that's something that's going to be hopefully getting worked out as far as how we want to approach all of that very soon. Now that I have gone independent, there are a couple of other things that have to happen first, but that has not left the docket. So, yeah, you are absolutely going to be getting some merch, my man. Promise you that. See, now, Rodrigo has the better story, though, because Rodrigo is calling back to his mom. Rodrigo is out of the favelas. He's, fighting. He's got that real down home kind of deal going on. He's calling home to his mom. He's tearing up. I'm okay with that. Tearing up when you talk to your mama, acceptable. So, I wish that I could be backing Rodrigo in this fight. But Jeff is going to smoke him. That is just going to happen. That's facts, unfortunately. Aw. Mom saying all the sweet things. Hey. Man, moms just know how to say the exact right things, man. That's why I always feel really bad for people who have bad relationships with their parents. Because it's like, it's an unfortunate thing for people who are like denied that, that connection. So I really do, on a serious note, I do feel bad for people who, don't get that. Because, this dude is bawling his eyes out, and I understand it, man. If I was in the same situation, I'd probably be exactly the same. You would still buy a product. You're a Yama supporter, but definitely wouldn't mind getting a free autograph shirt, brother. Absolutely, you will have an opportunity to do all of that. But the support, bro, what can I tell you, man? It means a lot to me and Vitz. So most definitely, we will have a run for the homies for sure. But yeah, just know that it has not left our minds. Because I'm probably going to be doing merch not only for Yama, but also for the MMA Hive as well, for Chase's project. So it's all coming. Mrs. Bloody, how are you? Welcome, and thank you very much for following. Nice to see you in the chat. Are you watching The Ultimate Fighter? I love the name, by the way. Mrs. Bloody. That would signal to me that you get up in there with your fists. Maybe you're like Tabitha Ricci throwing those elbows. Bang, bang, bang. In 26 days, it'll be 1 year since your mom passed. Damn, Beeb. I'm sorry to hear that, my man. That must be extremely terrible or extremely hard for you. And I'm very sorry that that's the case. I hope that you retain the love that she had for you and that you had for her, and keep that close to your heart always. Yes, this is your gaming name. Nice. I like it. You messaged me on Discord? Sweet. Thank you. I will check your message out after the stream. Thank you very much. Hopefully it's something nice. But yeah, welcome. Thank you very much for following. I appreciate it. We'll talk in the DMs. If your mom is alive, you should give her a call, James. And if she lives nearby, give her a visit too, brother. I take that I take the family bond very seriously, and yeah, I see my folks pretty regularly. Yeah, so yeah, trust that I am all about that. Yeah, no, I definitely do, and yeah, that's why I was, I take the family stuff, very, like, I hold it very close. I know a lot of people, not a lot, but, I have friends and people that I know who are, estranged from their families and have different dynamics in their families and stuff. And one thing I am eternally grateful for is the relationship that I have with my parents. I'm very, very lucky for that. So I do not take it for granted at all. I try to be as good to my folks as I can be. I appreciate it. Sorry, not Discord, on Instagram. Oh, okay. All right, I got you. Cool. Well, make sure you follow on Instagram as well, @YamaShow, for anybody who's not. I always be posting some funny stuff on there. Try to, anyway. Not always. When I have something funny to meme. I need to get my meme game better. That is something that I need to work on. I need to get more well-versed in memes. Every time that I post one that I think is funny, it's like no one seems to care. I'm like, all right, then, fine, fuck y'all. Uh, you would love to work for me? Doing what? I mean, I don't know. What do you do? I guess I'll find out in the DMs. What do you bring to the table? What is your skill set? What do you offer? If you're a video editor, I could definitely use that. Shit. Send me over your rates. Ah, man. But yeah, Beeb, I'm sorry about that, man. I really am. That, that's the situation for you. What do you do? What do you do? I guess you just got to live on, right? You just got to continue on. Got to keep the memory alive. You got to do the best that you can, in your own life and keep up the good fight. Ooh. Yeah, that's that. That thunder is why the stream was lagging for sure. I don't know if you can pick that up on the mic, but getting nasty out there. It's all right though. Aside from streaming, I actually like inclement weather when I'm inside anyway. Working out in the rain is awful. Good Lord. There was a time, man, not the job that I just left, but the job before that. When I was working in live entertainment, dude, there were times where I'd have to work outside, and when it rains, and that Florida rain, oh, buddy. I always said, like, I would work in 150-degree weather before I would work in the rain, man. Working in the rain is so bad. Because not only is, in Florida we're talking about, not only is it wet and disgusting, but it's also humid and it's way more dangerous. Shit is slippery. You're dropping things, lightning, thunder. No good. No good. I do everything like gaming stuff in Illustrator also, and make websites and do video editing, like your multitask. Okay, all right, Miss Bloody. Well, I will check out your services and we'll see what's up. In 69 days, it will be 1 year since my nephew passed. Yes, I remember you talking about that, and that was rough because watching MMA was our thing. Yeah. Also very tough, man. That was a rough one. I remember when you had brought that up, closer to when it happened, and yeah, you've gone through a lot of hardship in your life, Beeb. That's definitely a credit to you being as cool of a person as you are, that you can maintain positivity and a solid outlook on life, because a lot of people deal with that kind of stuff in a lot of different ways, and it's not easy. So the best thing that you can do is keep being a good person. As that might be cliche, but I really do believe it. The best thing that you can do to honor the memory of the people that you've lost is live the best life that you can live. So keep up the good fight, my man. And we'll be here to hang out. Hopefully that's some very, very infinitesimally small not consolation, but it's just a little bright spot in some otherwise dark things in your life. Okay, thanks a lot. I listened to my talk. We can talk at Instagram when you get free. Yeah, appreciate it, Miss Bloody. Absolutely, yes. Thank you very much again for following. And like I said, I will consider all Instagram conversations. I do try to I try to work with people who reach out. So if there's something that I need that you do, there's a good chance that if your prices are right, that we can work together. So much appreciated. John Dong, how are you, sir? Damn sorry for your loss. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Yeah. This, life is full of that kind of stuff, man. It's so hard. It's the older that you get, the more that you understand how difficult it all is. Just everything. I'm good, man. I'm doing really good. This is my first official week separated from my old position, my first official week independent as a small business owner. So I'm doing really good. Feeling good. Feeling slightly introspective now that we've been having this conversation. But yeah, doing good. Uh, work with me on the price. Okay, yeah, Miss Bloody, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it off stream. But I appreciate you reaching out though. Oh, Rodrigo has Michael Chiesa in his corner. Instant win. Oh, Jeff doesn't have any known fighters in his corner. Uh-oh. Team versus team over here. Appreciate it. All right, let's see what Jeff Crichton does in this fight. It's all good. My mom moved to Mexico when I was 17 because she couldn't get work, and the last time I saw her, I was 24, and she passed when I was 29. Damn. That's tough, man. Yeah, that's really tough. Yeah. And stories like that are why, one of many, many reasons why I feel politically how I do. But, either way, regardless of that kind of stuff, because that doesn't matter to the specifics of the situation. Yeah, it's terrible stuff, man. I'm sorry that that's the case for you. Yeah, I remember the story with your nephew too. Yeah. Really tough, man. Really tough. Yeah, got to appreciate what you have when you have it. I always try to live by that. All right, fight is underway. They hug. They hype the crowd, at least Rodrigo does. All right, low kick for Jeff Crichton here. Let's get into this fight a little bit. See if this fight's going to be something worth watching. We're only halfway through the episode, so we didn't even get a commercial break before the fight starts. That was nice. Ooh, damn, counter shot for Rodrigo lands. Yeah, Jeff just went right into it, too. Got to keep those hands a little tighter, even though he was throwing at the same time. All right, Rodrigo trying to initiate a takedown here. Going for the clinch on the cage. He is real low on Jeff's body. I was going to say he might actually get it from the angle that he's at, but Jeff doing a good job not letting it happen yet. Oh, Rodrigo had him up in the air, but Jeff maintained. Wow, great balance for Jeff. All right. Jeff needs to turn his body away from the cage to get out of this if he can. He can probably use Rodrigo's momentum against him if he wanted to, but Rodrigo's his foot position is pretty good. Nice knee for Rodrigo in the clinch. All right. Rodrigo going low again. Yeah, Rodrigo really committed to this clinch right now. Doesn't look like he's going to get much. He did have Jeff in the air for a second, so I guess maybe it's possible, but this is really a stalemate at the moment. Yeah, the good cornering, whoever said that. I think it might have even been Chiesa, who's like, don't force the takedown if it's not there. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what he's doing right now. Jeff fighting the hands here. Rodrigo. He got a single leg. Yeah, no, Jeff just drops the leg back down. And DC saying that Rodrigo is wasting energy trying to get this takedown, but I'm like, I don't know if he necessarily is or if he's just putting all of his weight on Jeff. Yeah, I'd say Mark Smith finally, clapping at him like, let's go over here. And Jeff trying to do some weird jumping move there. That didn't really do too much for him. We have been clinching for a whole hell of a lot of time now. Jesus Christ, guys, come on. And break this up already, Mark. Yeah, they're right. I mean, Jeff has elbow position, but it's kind of hard to get the distance on the elbow, so he's really just holding the elbow against Rodrigo's face. Yeah, this is a non-starter. What a great episode of The Ultimate Fighter, everybody. We got 5 seconds of Chris Angel, saw 2 minor illusions. And now we're seeing a whole lot of clinching. All right. Jeff reverses the clinch now. There you go. And Jeff tried to go for a takedown himself, but Rodrigo rolls through and ends up on top. That was nice work for Rodrigo. And Rodrigo trying to reposition himself, kind of in side control now, half guard-ish. Half guard on the other side, but kind of mounted. Looking like he's trying to set up head and arm, maybe, but Jeff's got the arm sort of crooked in there. It's not looking like that's going to be possible. Yeah, half guard now. Yeah, they're telling Jeff that he needs to get back to the cage. That's probably a smart idea, but like he's just been neutralized this entire round. I guess you got to give this round to Rodrigo based on that, but like this got serious Bautista versus Aldo vibes going on, even though they are on the ground now. Yeah, nothing has happened in this round. There's been a whole lot of clinching, and now Rodrigo is on top of him on the ground. That is all that has happened. One low kick for Jeff. This is surprising, though. I really thought that Jeff was going to have better success in this fight. I would have thought that he would have been able to neutralize this. Oh, shit. Does he have head and arm? Oh, Jeff looked like that hand looked pretty tappy for a second. He does have head and arm right now. Yeah, that hand was looking like, eh. Yeah, Jeff keeps doing motions with his hand that look very tappy to me. But, all right, Rodrigo, let's go with the head and arm. Got his back. I mean, shitty way to win a round, but, I mean, Rodrigo takes this round. We got 8 seconds left in it. And, wow, Jeff reverses position, ends up. All right, there you go. So nice elbow. Oh, damn. Jeff got one good elbow in right at the horn. That sucks, because if he had been able to have, like, 3 more seconds, he probably could have gotten, like, 2 or 3 other ones. But, all right, 1 round to Rodrigo, even though it was not great. Certainly not high-value entertainment. See? Every time they play the Popeyes commercial. I love the dip. In fact, the dip is one of the songs that when I was driving into the gig, I would always like, you know, play music to like get myself into the day, and the dip was one of the best ones for that. You wake up, turn on Freak Nasty, the dip, you're gonna have a good day. On a side note, UFC 319. Cannonier versus Page is what I'm looking forward to in August. I'm definitely throwing some cash on Kill a Gorilla. I did not hear that they had announced that. Dope, dude. That's a tough fight for Jared, though, man. MVP is a tough fight for anybody, dude. Like, as much of a solvable puzzle as I have said MVP probably is, Jared Cannonier is not super fast, not super light on his feet. He might have some problems with MVP. Did Rodrigo fight yet? Rodrigo is fighting right now, Brendan Washburn. Rodrigo, round 1 has just concluded. I would say Rodrigo won that round, even though it was a very inactive round. It was not exactly the best way to win the round. It was a lot of control. He had him clinched up on the cage. He's fighting Jeff. He had Jeff clinched up on the cage for a lot of the round, and then he took him down and was on top of him for a lot of the round. He had a minor bit of success with a head and arm, but didn't lock up the submission. So round 2 will be starting here momentarily. So stick around if you want to hear the play-by-play. Thank you very much for checking in. Yeah, I would definitely say he's up that round, but you know, you want a little bit more out of getting a win than what he is doing currently. But I would give him that round. Is that somebody that you know? Are you a friend of Rodrigo? It's only 2 rounds. I believe it is only 2 rounds because they are in the. Is welterweight still in the regular first round? If they're in the semifinals, then it will be 3 rounds. But I thought that they were in the. I thought they were still in the regular rounds. Maybe not, because it is team versus team. So maybe this is a 3-rounder. Stand by. I can get you the answer to that when the fight resumes. But the first round of the Ultimate Fighter is only 2 rounds. So if they are in the second round, then it will be 3. Seen him fight in the amateurs. He's a beast. Okay. All right, then. Cool. What promotion was that? Because, yeah, I am not familiar with any of these guys, but I do appreciate all of them stepping up to the plate here, trying to get their spot in the UFC. And, I from what I've seen of him so far, he definitely won his last fight very convincingly. BFL in Canada. Yeah, there you go. Right, of course. He is fighting out of Canada. That makes perfect sense. Awesome. Shout out to Canada. Our home and native land. Or so I am told. So I have been told at every hockey game that I've ever been to. All right, round 2. Let's see. Yeah, they're telling Jeff in the corner that Rodrigo got that round, and they are definitely correct about that. Let me see how many rounds there are in this. All right. We are about to start the round here. Yeah, it does look like it is 3 rounds, actually. Okay, we must be in the semifinals now for both welterweights and for flyweights. I thought that we were just in this round for the flyweights. But yes, it is round 2, and it is in fact 3 rounds, I believe. That's what I'm seeing here in the graphic. All right, Jeff initiates the takedown this time. He is clinching up on the cage. Vegas Golden Knights, not this time, brother. Go Panthers, baby. Now Jeff gets a little bit of air on Rodrigo. Oh, nice takedown for Jeff. That was a good one. That was a really nice one, actually. Jeff got a little bit of air on him and then swept his legs out so he couldn't repost on his leg. Jeff is in guard. Rodrigo is right up against the cage. He's probably going to try to walk himself back here, but Jeff is putting a lot of pressure on him forward, so it's going to be hard for him to be able to actually get his arm down and get his back to the cage. Rodrigo kind of holding him close, but Jeff trying to posture up here. Jeff back to his feet. Oh, don't hold the cage there, pal. Yeah, be careful there, Jeff. Oh, all right. Jeff going for the guillotine here, or at least his arm is in the position for it. Kind of cradle position right now. Rodrigo looking real sweaty, man. I don't know if all of that takedown attempting in round 1 tired him out, but he is sweating profusely, compared to Jeff anyway. Yeah, Jeff kind of keeping him in that cradle. Jeff transitions to the back. That's a nice transition for Jeff. Nice wrist control, too. Oh, wow. Nice roll for Rodrigo. Rodrigo rolls through and now has a sort of an odd calf slicer. Almost. Oh, going for a heel hook. If he locks up a heel hook, that would be some wild work, bro. All right, Jeff. Yeah, Jeff wise to it. He pushes out of that. But Rodrigo staying on the attack on the ground. I appreciate Rodrigo's tenacity here. Locking up the legs. He's got the legs cinched up here. Corralling those legs. Jeff with a couple taps to the side of the face there. But Rodrigo committing to the legs here. Jeff posturing up, trying to get himself back to his feet. Yeah, see, Rodrigo, that wasn't the greatest move for Rodrigo. Rodrigo is a little bit too... Oh, that was a nice slam by Rodrigo. I was going to say, Rodrigo's a little bit too committed to... like these fancy ground moves. He might want to rein that in just a little bit because they're not always being successful. They're not always yielding success for him. But right now, he just got a nice slam on Jeff, and he's in full mount right now. Bro, land some bows, bro. See, that was another mistake. Like, why did he not go for the strikes when he tried to go for a choke? There was no way he was going to get that choke. But he does not transition nicely to the back now. Ooh, heavy hands for Rodrigo there. Now Jeff with the mouth open, looking like he's breathing a little heavy. Both these guys looking a little tired after 2 rounds. Not the greatest look for either of them. Both breathing a little heavy, but let's see who can dig deep. Yeah, Rodrigo's still winging shots. That was a heavy overhand that did not land. Nice body kick for Jeff. All right, Jeff. Yeah, saying 90 seconds of pressure is exactly right. Bro, if Jeff drops this round because Rodrigo was taking him, reversing takedown positions, that would be real bad. I'm surprised. I thought Jeff was going to have a much easier time in this fight. All right. Oh, Almost got, wow, another nice takedown for Rodrigo. Sits Jeff on his ass. Yeah, no, DC is so right. Jeff cannot be down on the ground like this with a minute 10 left in the round. Oh, geez. Our used car salesman, Jeff, going to have to go back to the lot. Man, Jeff is going to be having to move mad Subarus. Bro's going to be slinging Foresters after this fight. Hey, Jeff, with these little slaps to the side of the head. What do you think you're accomplishing, Jeff? Get back to your feet, brother. Oh, man. Jeff is going to drop this round, too. This is so bad for Jeff. I'm genuinely surprised by this. I think I might have underestimated Rodrigo a little bit. I should have talked to Brendan Washburn. Gotten his expert opinion before this fight. Nice shots to the side of the head by Rodrigo on the ground here. Yeah, these are all nice legal shots, too. Mark Smith right on top of the action, but those are all legal shots. He's doing nice work. Because they're like kind of behind the ear, but they were not to the back of the head. So, good fight IQ. Back to selling used Kias to Rick Allen with his 240 credit score. Never doubt Rodrigo. I guess, you're right. I probably should not have. I should not have. Jeff was looking a lot better in his first fight than he is in this one. Rodrigo is handily winning this fight right now. He's up 2 rounds for sure. Is Kia the equivalent of Subaru for gay guys? Like the lesbians like the Subarus, gays like the Kias? I don't know. I'll have to ask my gay friends. I'll have to find out what they drive. Maybe that'll tell me. Actually, I think the one gay homie was driving a Hyundai. So maybe there's something there. I don't know. I really do not get it, though. I really want to know the answer to that. Like, what it is about any one particular vehicle that makes them go towards it. Like, how did that become a thing? Anyway. Yeah, can Jeff come back? Like I said, Jeff was looking tired as fuck, too. If this was no rounds, Jeff would have been done. I think Jeff would have been way too gassed. Rodrigo, he's looking a little gassed himself, but he was still winging some shots. Kia is known for being a newer car that is for people with low, bad, or no credit. I did not know that. Okay. All right, good to know. When my business goes tits up and my credit is shot, I will look into buying a Kia. What I'm trying to say is that I need you to buy marketing services, people. Come on. Let me run your email marketing campaign. I'm really good at it. Hell yeah. I love that. This is one time that ESPN comes in handy because they play the same commercials over and over again. So every time that the Popeyes commercial comes on, I'm like, hell yeah. Does everybody like Shane Gillis? Everybody likes Shane Gillis, right? Like, he's like universally liked. I feel like he's one of those comedians that like everybody likes him. He's just like a cool guy that everybody thinks that they'd want to hang out with. I'm always skeptical of people like that. Like, no offense to Shane Gillis personally, like specifically, like I like him too, honestly. I think his comedy is good, and every time I hear him on podcasts, he does sound like a pretty like average cool guy. But like, I'm always skeptical of the people that are like, man, that's the guy I'd love to just like chill with. Because I'm like, what would happen if you actually did chill with that guy? You know what I mean? Kia. Oh, we already read that. I don't know why I thought that was new. My bad. Playing the promo for Dricus versus Hamzat. I think a lot of people very excited about that fight. I know I am. I'm really interested to see if Dricus can handle that first round. I think that if there's anybody left in the division, obviously he's the champ, duh. But like, if there is any other person in the division that could handle it, it would be Dricus. But we'll find out. We'll find out sooner than later. And I will be here to watch it along with all you guys. So hyped for that fight. Yeah, I mean, like, it really is. It's a culmination of watching Hamzat from his first fight in the organization to now. So it'll be interesting. It really will be. See if he's healthy enough, you know? All right, round 3. Yes, they are 3 rounds for this semifinals of The Ultimate Fighter, and we are in the semifinals. So round 3 coming up here. Let's see if Jeff has anything left in the tank, because he's down 2 rounds right now. And another nice hug between these two. 5 seconds, shaved off the clock for hugging and pleasantries. Ooh, there you go. Some good striking out of Jeff to start. Ooh, nice knee. Yeah, Jeff coming out aggressive with the striking, but right back into the clinch. Come on. Oh, my God, Jeff, if you lose this fight by getting clinched up, brother, this is not a good look. DDP is beating Cumshot if he doesn't get murked in the first round. Yeah, exactly. I think everybody kind of feels that that's the conventional wisdom anyway. I mean, we saw Kamaru Usman almost do it. Nice elbows for Jeff here as Rodrigo goes for the single leg. Yeah, Jeff cannot get taken down, dude. If you get taken down, you're done. You're toast. Rodrigo way low on this takedown, though. Overcommitting a little bit, but then he gets right back up into it. See, this is more of a failure of what Jeff is doing than what Rodrigo is doing correctly at this point. And that is unfortunate. I had more faith in the American stallion here, the American used car phenom. To be clear, Jeff does not actually sell used cars, as far as I know, but he just looks like he does. All right, they're back out at range now. Rodrigo goes for a spinning kick, very telegraphed. He is definitely tired. Nice 1-2 for Jeff. If Jeff still has some cardio left and he has any power in his hands, he needs to throw everything because he is down 2 rounds. Hey, Rodrigo going for another takedown attempt. Clinches up again. Oh, and he gets the takedown. Oh, you're donezo, Jeff. Oh, man. Back to the blacktop. Jeff, tell me about all of the features of the cabin of a 2014 Honda Odyssey. Tell me the difference between the F-150 and the F-250. Trying to get back to his feet. He is having no success doing that. All right, and he keeps punching the side of the head. Bro, what do you think you're accomplishing by doing that, bro? You think that this is a stay active situation where doing little taps to the side of the head means anything? Get to your fucking feet. Oh, good Lord. All right, Rodrigo, back mount. Rolls him through, holding his back. I was going to say he was being a little bit high for a backpack. This is smarter. Oh, gets the leg hooks in there. Rodrigo doing good work now on the ground. Tying Jeff up. Yeah, Rodrigo's taking this fight. I mean, Jeff is going to have to do something insanely explosive to try to snatch this thing back. But the fact that he didn't do anything explosive in the first round when he was fresh, getting tied up on the cage, not a lot of confidence inspired in our used car salesman Jeff here. Sad to say. Nice body triangle by Rodrigo. Chevy Silverado is a man's truck? Got you, my man. Okay, fair enough. Ford F-150 is for a gay man and a Ford F-250 is for a gay woman? What? BB, you definitely seem to have the lowdown on what cars go to what gender preferences. I did not know that there were specific truck designations for sexual preference, but you learn something new every day, I guess. All right, Jeff back to his feet, but he's only got a minute and change. Minute left even now. Dude, there is nothing happening right now for Jeff. Like, you got to get out of this position, bro. To lose this way is really bad. This is just a bad look for Jeff. All right, there you go. You break it. Jeff, go. You must throw your hands, brother. Bro, if Rodrigo level changes again and Jeff lets it happen. Yeah, he's got 30 seconds left. He threw one nice knee. Yeah, there you go. There's some hands. Oh, there's an elbow. Nice listening to the corner there. But yeah, why is he clinching? Oh, that's fight IQ at that point, bro. Why the fuck Jeff was clinching up in that situation? Another nice knee for him there. Finally laying some hands on. Oh, another nice knee. Ooh, nice spinning back fist for Rodrigo. That was the most activity that we saw in this entire fight, sad to say. But yeah, I mean, Jeff drops 2 rounds. That is Dana not happy at all with that fight, guaranteed. Certainly not the most intense fireworks affair that you could imagine, but solid win for Rodrigo, I would say. I mean, he definitely took those first 2. Bro, it's really bad when they have to play replay footage of a shot that missed. They just played a replay of a shot of Rodrigo throwing a downward strike, and he overthrew it and kind of like went past Jeff's body. That's the level of striking that we saw in this fight, in the early part of the fight. Hey, well, rip Jeff, I guess. Yeah, I'm with DC. Like everything that DC was saying and thinking during that fight, I was feeling the exact same way. I'm like, oh man, you can't let yourself stay down like that. Why did he go into the clinch? Jeff initiated a clinch after he had broken all of those clinches on the cage from Rodrigo in the 3rd round when he was down 2. Whether it's by an inch or by a mile, Brendan, you are absolutely correct about that. I certainly agree with you there. What I would say, if we're being entirely fair, is that I would be worried about Rodrigo against a better striker, or not a better striker, but a striker who's going to get to it quicker. Because there are definitely going to be people in the UFC who are going to be able to, A, break the clinch, and B, are going to recognize the initiating that he was doing and be able to have an answer for it earlier. So that would be my 100% unbiased assessment of like what he would be looking at going forward. But right here, right now, making his way to the final round here. No sudden death in this one. Rodrigo gets it. There you go. Hey, claps to the homie. Oh, Canada. True patriot love in all of us command. All right. Not surprised. I mean, not based on what we saw, you can't be surprised. You know what I mean? Like, he won that fight. Was it the prettiest? Was it the best win? Definitely not. Thanks for the commentary. Hey, anytime, Brendan. Thank you very much for hanging out, dude. I appreciate it. Like I said, I am here for every single UFC event, and I will be doing the rest of the Ultimate Fighter and the Contender Series. So if you subscribe, I will be here. Thanks for chilling. Appreciate you, bro. Jeff saying that he thought he's the better fighter, so it's frustrating. It's like, bro, you had your shot, my man. Fought hard. DC consoling him. You fought hard. Yeah, I mean, all right. Like, I'm not saying that he didn't try, but like, bro, you have to have better fight IQ than Jeff had in that fight. Like, I can't have that much sympathy for Jeff. It's not like he was facing insurmountable challenges in that fight. You know what I mean? Like, you know what it looks like when a guy is like up against a killer and it's like, oh man, there's just nothing he can do. Rodrigo feeling it. Contender Series watch-alongs are way better simply because of more action. I say it all the time, and I stand by it. The Contender Series is Christmas for me, man. I love the Contender Series more than anything in this sport. I really do. The Contender Series is my absolute favorite thing to watch. when it comes to MMA. That is why what I always say, and of course we'll say during the Contender Series watch-alongs, is I do zero research on the Contender Series. I go into it 100% blind because it is my opportunity to watch the sport with fresh eyes, the same way that I would watch it if I was not doing the YouTube thing. You know, I'm so wrapped up in the sport. I follow it every single day of my life, multiple hours a day. It is a nice thing for me to be able to step back and watch it as, you know, a regular fan. And I love the Contender Series for that. So no research, all entertainment, hopefully. Oh, hell yeah, dude. I cannot wait for Imanol. Imanol versus Joseph Morales. Joseph Morales, who of course was already in the UFC, trying to get a little bit of redemption on this season. Myron Santos is coming back to hang out with the guys. Myron Santos, who has been somewhat underwhelming, even though he has won his fights. But yeah, I'm excited to watch Imanol fight, bro. I've said it. You know, Chase is saying that no one 5'2" is ever going to win the Ultimate Fighter. I'm like, Imanol looked really, really, really good in his fight. So I am certainly I'm rooting for our short king here, Imanol. So that will be the next episode of the show. And that will do it for this episode of the show. So that is it for The Ultimate Fighter, everybody. I guess that'll do it for the stream as well. You know, just appreciate you guys, man. Really always great time hanging out with everybody. Shout out to Mrs. Blood for following. Shout out to Brendan Washburn. Congratulations on Rodrigo getting that win over there. Beeb, appreciate you every single time. Really do. Much love to you, brother. Thank you for you know, being comfortable enough to share the stories that you did. You know, I certainly feel for you in all of that. And either way, you know, appreciate you always. So, I guess, yeah, like I said, that'll do it for the stream. So after this, what I'm going to be doing right now is putting the finishing touches on the KO movie review. So a little bit later tonight, keep an eye on the channel. Maybe tomorrow morning, if you got 3 hours to spare, put it on in the background while you're washing your dishes or something. You know, you're cleaning the house, you can listen to me and Chase yap about Cyril Gahn's KO, which will be coming out in video form tonight on the channel. So I'm going to go finish that up. Of course, Mondays is the podcast, 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, usually the podcast, myself and Chase Parton talking about all of the MMA fights from the previous week in the UFC. Check that out next Monday. I will be back with the video later tonight, and of course we will be back on Saturday for the upcoming fights too. Have a great rest of your night, great rest of your week if I don't see you, and as always, everybody, fight on.
It